spectacular day, everyone. Tevon Blake here, and for today's video, if you're following me, you will know that this week is the week that we dive into some teaching, and I'll be sharing my insight on a quote that I shared on my page earlier this morning. If you're wondering which page, here's the link to those pages, my Instagram and Facebook. And the quote states that you will never always be motivated, so we must learn to be discipline. So we're going to take this quote apart. We're going to see what it really means, and at the end of this video I'll be sharing 4 tips on how we can improve on the skill of self-discipline. Now, this is something that I've been working on, and I've been doing a lot of research on it, and today I thought I would just come on here and share with you some of those tips or some of those things that I've been learning on how to improve the skill of self-discipline, so we can all go out there and crush those goals. So let's get into today's video. You will never always be motivated, so you must learn to be disciplined. Now, motivation by definition is the reason or reasons we act or behave a particular way. Now, in my own terms, motivation is that drive that keeps you going towards your goal, and this can be either external or internal. We refer to it as intrinsic or extrinsic. So let me just put an example to put it into perspective. So an external motivation would be, for example, you have a job and you will get a pay. You would ensure that you get the job done so that you will get that pay at the end of the month or the end of 2 weeks or whatever it might be. That will keep you motivated. An internal motivation would be, for example, you're doing something that you're passionate about. So that passion, that love for it. So let's say you love to encourage people, you love to change lives. That passion will keep you driven. That passion will keep you going towards your goal. Now, what's the relationship between it and discipline? I'm going to show you in this example. So let's say that you're a house, and in Jamaica we have a main power supply, which is JPS, and you're connected also to a secondary backup system. It's called a UPS. So your main source of power would be from JPS to ensure that the house have power, light to accomplish its goal. So let's say that power, that main drive, as a power outage, JPS has a power outage. What will happen is that backup system will kick in and ensure that you have that drive, that power to ensure that the house will accomplish its goal. That's the relationship between the motivation and self-discipline. Whenever motivation ends or has an outage, the self-discipline is what will kick in and ensure that you go for those goals and ensure that you accomplish those goals. So self-discipline is a great skill. It's an incredible skill that all of us must try to develop, because what it will do, it will keep us motivated, it will help us to have a clear mind, a clear head, and it will also help us to keep focus on our objectives. Now, as promised, here are 4 tips or 4 strategies that we all can use to develop or improve that skill of self-discipline. The first one is to find your weakness or find your weaknesses. Now, self-discipline by definition is the ability to control your feelings and overcome your weaknesses. So the first step is to first identify what your weaknesses are. A lot of people avoid this step because no one wants to admit what their weaknesses are. No one wants to face their weaknesses. But how are you going to overcome it if you don't know what it is in the first place? So the key is not to eliminate the weaknesses, but it is to identify them and limit or lessen the effects of these weaknesses. So for me personally, I have recognized that I have a weakness of time management, and it has affected me so much even in exams, where what would happen is I would know how to do the questions, yes, but I would spend so much time on one question that I don't even have enough time to attempt or fully attempt the other questions. And I would pass the test or pass the exam, yes, but I will not pass with the grade that I wanted. So I've identified that that's one of my weaknesses, and what I've done is try to do some research, try to learn ways how I can lessen this type of weakness or this problem. And so the main question is, what are your weaknesses? So the first step, to find them, find ways to lessen them. The second one is to start with easy habits. Now, with developing the skill of self-discipline, you have to recognize that the main thing is moderation. So you're not going to cut off the weakness or cut off the bad habits just like that. We're going to start small and work your way up to the bigger goals or the main goal. So let's say, for example, you're trying to lose some weight. Cool. And you haven't exercised in years. Okay. And you say that, okay, tomorrow I'm going to get up, I'm going to run about 3 miles. No, that's not the way. Because what will happen is you will exhaust yourself in that 3 miles, knowing that your body is not used to it. The next morning you will be in pain and you won't be able to continue this journey to a healthy lifestyle. So what you must do is start off with easier exercises. Yes, so you start off with probably some skips, maybe jog on the spot for a couple minutes, maybe walk around your house for a couple minutes as well, and then get your body used to it, work into it, and then maybe a couple weeks after you do that 3 miles or maybe a 1 mile or 2 miles. So that's how we're going to do it. Start small and work our way up. The third one is to reward yourself. Now, this is very simple. The reward method is very simple. What you would do is basically start off small. When you achieve that goal, you would say, I would reward myself. So let's put it on the same weight loss or healthy lifestyle type of goal. So you're a type of person that would drink like about 3 sodas per week or per day. You're going to cut it down for that week and say, I'm going to cut it down to 1 and replace the 2 other drinks with 2 bottles of water. Achieving that for the entire week, you say, okay, I'm going to treat myself to a cake, 1 slice of cake. And that's basically it. And you must also limit your rewards, don't overdo it. So that's basically it. Me personally, I have to trick myself into studying. So what I would basically do is I tell myself that, hey, Tevon, if you can study for about an hour, I would just treat it to watching some series or watch a movie or play some video games. And that's how I get myself into the habit of studying. I trick myself. Well, not really trick, because I really reward myself. And the thing is, you have to time those rewards. So I have to time myself. I say I'm going to play some game for about 30 minutes, then get back to studying. So that's another thing. You have to time your rewards or limit your rewards so that you don't overdo it. Okay, good. So the fourth one, which is the last one that I will be sharing today, is personal standards. Now, a personal standard is something that you would set. Maybe it is not as high as your goal, but you will set it as a limit that, hey, I'm not going to accept anything below this value. So let's say that it is, for example, an exam, and your goal is 100%. Your personal standard would be about 95%, 90%, or even 85%. This, you won't accept anything below this. So what would happen is, even if something happens and you don't achieve that 100%, you might still fall at the 95%, the 90%, or the 85%. And this will keep you motivated, because it will be so close to your goal. You will look at it and say, even though I didn't achieve my goal, but I didn't get anything less than my personal standard. Yes? And then you will look at what you've done and say, what did I do wrong? And you make the adjustments, and sooner or later, before you know it, you're getting 100% on all the exams. And that's basically it for the personal standard, that limit that you say that, hey, I'm not accepting anything below this. And guess what? I don't want you to look at it and say, hey, Tevon have this all under control. No. This is something that I'm also working on. I've been doing some research, and I thought I would just come on here and share with you these strategies that you can use, so that you can also go out there and crush those goals. You can also go out there and get all disciplined and ensure that you are also successful in whatever you're going after too. So that's the main reason why I came on here to share with you these strategies. And before I go, just remember this quote: you will never always be motivated, so you must learn to be disciplined. So let's go out there, guys. Let's try your best to develop this skill, because this skill of self-control, this skill of self-discipline is essential for us to achieve our goals. So let's just go out there and crush those goals. Have a great evening, and as usual, thank you so much for watching. I absolutely love the support so far. I love the interaction in the comment section, so continue to comment, share with me your thoughts, and also share with me what's your takeaway from today's video. Remember to like this video. If you haven't subscribed as yet, go ahead and subscribe, and as always, help me to share this positive vibe by sharing this video or any one of my videos with a friend or family, whoever you want to, because you never know how a word can change someone's life. You never know, that person might just be waiting for a word for them to get their breakthrough. So have a great rest of the day. Thanks for watching once again, and God bless.